Here we go. So if alpha and beta are roots of the quadratic equation x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals 0, find the quadratic equation with roots 1 over alpha and 1 over beta, and alpha over beta and beta over alpha. Okay, so as we said, we know that the sum of the roots of a quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c is minus b over a, and the product of the roots is c over a. And we see here that the value of a is 1, the value of b here is negative 4, and the value of c is 2. So in our original equation, you could see that the sum of the roots alpha plus beta, that's the sum, is equal to minus 4. I'm really simplifying this down, which is 1. And the product, alpha times beta, is equal to c over a. So that's 2 over 1, which is 2. Now we're going to use these two facts, alpha plus beta equals 4 and alpha beta equals 2, to work out some new quadratic equations using these roots. Okay, so let's look at part 1 then. So if you look at the new roots, then their sum, if I just take those roots together, their sum is 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. Okay, that's just adding those two roots together. But if we work with that, let's get a common denominator. It's going to be alpha beta, and I need to multiply the first one by beta and the second by top and bottom by alpha, but we end up with alpha plus beta over alpha beta. And this is great. This is what we want to do, because if we can write everything in terms of alpha plus beta and alpha beta, then we can just substitute 4 and 2 into this. And so that's what we're going to do here. Alpha plus beta was 4. Alpha beta we worked out to be 2. And so overall the sum of those roots is 2. If we look then at the product, well, 1 over alpha times 1 over beta is just 1 over alpha beta. Can't simplify it down anymore. We know that alpha beta is 2, so that's just a half. And so we can then say, okay, our new quadratic equation is x squared. Now, how many x have we got here? Well, we've got that the sum is 2, okay, and the sum of the roots is minus b over a, So what we're going to put in fact here is we're going to put minus 2. This is ever so slightly different. The sum is the negative of what's in front of x. And then the product is the one at the end. We worked out the product to be a half, so put plus a half equals 0. We can just put those in because it's a single quadratic, so your value of a is always going to be 1. Okay. What we do quite often though is we just tidy it up and get rid of any fractions. So I'm just multiplying through by 2 to get 2x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals 0. And that's our quadratic equation. And if we were to work that out, it would have the roots 1 over alpha and 1 over beta. So let's look at the second one then. Oops. So we've already said our original roots, alpha plus beta, was equal to 4. And we said that alpha beta equals, 2. And now we want roots alpha over beta and beta over alpha. Now, again, let's look at the new roots and their sum when we add them together. Well, alpha over beta plus beta over alpha. We have a wee bit to work through here. That's again alpha squared plus beta squared over alpha beta. Oops. Sorry, let's just rewrite that because that's a bit untidy. It looks like a squared. So alpha beta. Now, on the top line, we don't have alpha plus beta. We don't have something that we can substitute into. But again, when you were doing this with Mr. Craig, you saw the different adaptations of this. And you say, if you almost complete the square in that of alpha plus beta all squared, well, when you square that out, you get alpha squared plus beta squared plus 2 alpha beta. So to even it up, we need to take away 2 alpha beta. And on the bottom, we've got alpha beta. And now this is great because everything that we have here is written alpha plus beta. We know that that's 4. Alpha beta, we know that alpha beta is 2. And so we can just substitute this in. So alpha plus beta squared is 16, 4 squared, minus 2 times 2 is minus 4, and that's all over 2. So that's 12 over 2, which is 6. Products is a wee bit easier because that's alpha over beta multiplied by beta over alpha, which is just alpha beta over alpha beta, which is 1. Okay, the product is 1. That's nice and straightforward, that one. And so our new quadratic equation is, well, x squared. We know that the sum was 6, so when we put this in here, it's going to be minus 6x, because the sum is minus b over a. So this, when you work out your sum, it will always be a different sign from what you put into your quadratic equation. However, when you work out your product, it's exactly the same, so it's just plus 1 equals 0. And finally then, do we have to simplify anything? No, well, there's no fractions involved, so that's our new quadratic equation.